Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to Utility Sports. And today's video, we're going to be covering the breaking news on Paul George signing a contract extension with the Los Angeles Clippers. Obviously, just under a week ago, he had said that he wanted to come out and be a Clipper for life. And now we see both teams, both sides actually, the Clippers and Paul George making moves to make this happen. He signs a 4-year, $190 million contract extension. Obviously, really big money for him. But it'll tie him with the Clippers. It takes some of the pressure off of this season with him and Kawhi both had set to be expiring with player options. And now he gets a player option in the 2024-2025 season, something that he'll likely pick up with the money that we're looking at here in this contract. And for the Clippers side, you're looking at now a team that, has gotten their player locked in, the one that they paid a huge amount of draft selection and draft capital for. Also gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in that deal, and they've locked him in now, which is something that's really good for that franchise. They're getting some of that stability that they need, and also we're seeing Kawhi Leonard, get his running mate locked in. This kind of puts a little less pressure on the Clippers when it comes to Kawhi Leonard contract extension talks. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard will probably stay in LA. I don't see him going. But locking in Paul George just makes that even more likely. You don't have to worry about both of them darting on you. And now at this point, Ty Lue is going to really have the season to make things work between the two of them on the court. I think off the court, they have a good relationship. Obviously, Kawhi was part of recruiting Paul George there, so I don't think there's any actual chemistry issues between the two. I just think on the court, they have to figure out how to play together yet. They only played together for a year, so they got a little bit of learning to do yet. But talking about Paul George's extension a little bit more, it's really a big extension for Paul George. This will be the most he's ever gotten paid on a contract, and he really deserves it. He's a top 10 player in the world, in my opinion. He's a player that, he struggled a little bit in the playoffs, but that's part of that role. And that's part of Ty Lue's job here and what he's going to have to try and do, bringing that offense together. And I think Paul George is still one of the best two-way players in the world as well. And I think if he gets the ball in his hands a little bit more this year, gets to, manipulate the pick and roll, work as an ISO scorer, getting to the rack more often, you're looking at a much improved Clippers team and a team that I think should still be considered a contender for the NBA championship. They improved with Luke Kennard coming in. I honestly think he fits better into what they're doing. I think Serge Ibaka is an actual upgrade over Montrezl Harrell when it comes to fit, even though I don't think he's a better player. I think collectively, the offensive fit is much improved. I think Zubac will take a step forward this year with Kawhi Leonard again, and I think that you're looking at a team that's going to be right in the thick of it when it comes to the Western Conference Finals, maybe the NBA Finals. So yeah, it's kind of my take on what we're seeing here. Obviously, a big dollar amount extension for Paul George. But something I think is very deserved and I think takes a lot of pressure off the Clippers organization, getting that done early. And also kind of quiet some of the rumors about James Harden to the Clippers. We heard a little bit about that. I never really bought into that too much. Paul George now staying there. And if you guys are interested in more of our NBA content, we'll have some videos coming out on probably James Harden in the next few days, probably Giannis Antetokounmpo. And also going into next week, we'll be doing some of our season award predictions and some other videos like that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our content, and we'll catch you in the next video.